Kanina ay napakinggan natin ang advanced lesson para sa Quarter 2, Week 7 of Mathematics 8 CLAID Learning Module. Ngayon naman ay dadako tayo sa advanced lesson para sa Mathematics 9 CLAID Learning Module. Ang susunod nating speaker ay graduate ng Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Math sa Mindoro State College of Agriculture and Technology noong 2011. Siya ay merong Masteral Units ng Math sa National Teachers College. Siya ay 4 na taon nang nagtuturo. Batang MANDunong, halina at samahan si Miss FEBBIE G. ng ERIS upang mag-advance lesson sa Grade 9 Mathematics para sa Quarter 2, Week 7 CLAID Learning Modules. Ang kanyang topic ay Operations on Radical Expression. Math-sayang Math-aral, tayo ng matuto!
Again, so good day everybody. So this time I am going to discuss the project CLAID for Quarter 2, Week 7, and this is all about performs operation on radical expression. So I hope nasamahan niyo po ako sa discussion natin ngayong araw from the very start up to the end of this discussion. So tandaan na sa math may forever. Bakit? Lahat ng problema ay merong solusyon. So saan ka pa mag-math ka na? 'Di ba? Okay, so before we start our discussion, so let's have first our objectives. So our first objective is to simplify radical expression by adding and subtracting similar radicals. The second one is to simplify radical expressions by multiplying and dividing radicals. And then the last one is to simplify radical expressions by rationalizing the denominator and using conjugate. So those are our objectives for this discussion. Okay, so to start with our discussion, let us have first a review regarding the basic parts of our radical expression. So let's say we have this given. So this can be read as the nth root of a. So dito identify po ulit natin yung basic parts ng ating radical expression. So yung n natin dito ay ang tinatawag nating index or the root. And then of course this symbol is the what we call the radical symbol. And then the term inside the radical symbol is the radicand. At the same time, so kapag nakita po natin yung expression na to, so this is written in the radical form na kung saan we can rewrite that one into exponential form na magiging ganito. So, a raised to the power of 1 over n. So, observe po natin from radical form into exponential form. So, ano po yung nangyari? So, dito, from here's radical expression, so yung radicand natin ang magiging base pagdating kay exponential form. So, magkakaroon din po tayo ng exponent na fraction dito sa ating exponential forms. Na kung saan yung ating 1 na exponent as numerator ay nanggaling dito sa power ng ating radicand. At the same time, yung ating exponent na denominator dito sa exponential form ay yung ating index dito kay radical form. Okay po? So now let us recall also on how to rewrite radical expression into exponential form or vice versa, exponential expression into radical form. Okay? So example number 1, let us rewrite square root of 16 into exponential form. So that will become 16 raised to the power of 1/2. So again, so yung ating radicand dito sa given ang magiging base pagdating kay exponential form. And then, yung exponent nating fraction, so itong 1 ay yung power ng ating radicand. At the same time, yung ating denominator na exponent dito sa ating exponential form ay ang ating index dito sa given. So, observe na kahit wala kayong nakitang index dito sa ating given, so ang pinakamababang index po natin kapag gumamit tayo ng radical symbol ay 2. So, kapag walang nakitang number or index dito na nakasulat, that is 2. Or meron tayong invisible na to. Kaya naging 16 raised to the power of 1/2 itong square root of 16 kapag nire-write natin into exponential form. So, again, since nandito na lang rin tayo, so let us simplify square root of 16. Of course, paano nga po ulit natin is-simplify si square root of 16? So, we're going to think a number that when we multiply twice to itself, that will give 16. Okay, so ano po ba yung number na yon? So, that is 4. Since ang index natin dito is 2, so kailangan twice po natin siyang i-multiply to itself. Okay, next. Since 4 times 4 is equal to 16, therefore, the square root of 16 now is equal to 4. Gets po? Okay, next. Let's have example number 2. If we have the fifth root of 32, let us rewrite this one into exponential form. So, same process ang ginawa natin sa example number 1. So, magiging, kapag nire-write natin yan into exponential form, magiging 32 raised to the power of 1/5 na kung saan, again, yung radicand natin magiging base pagdating kay exponential form. And then, ang exponent nating fraction, exponent nating fraction, isa-isay natin, yung 1 as numerator, ay nanggaling sa ating power ng radicand. And then, yung denominator nating exponent na 5 ay yung ating index. So again, pag sinimplify po ulit natin to, so magiging, or mag-iisip lang tayo ng number na kapag minultiply natin 5 times to itself, will give an answer of 32. So ano po ba yung number na yon? Of course, that is 2. So 5 times yung i-multiply si 2 sa sarili, ang magiging answer is 32. That's why, again, the fifth root of 32 is 2. Okay po? So next, example number 3. So, x raised to the power of 2/3. So, this time, we're going to rewrite this one into radical form since ito po ay naka-exponential form. So, what will be the answer? So, this will become cube root of x squared. So, again, paano po ito nangyari? So, magiging, tatandaan lang po yung ating base dito sa exponential form ang magiging radicand pagdating kay radical form. Next, yung ating exponent na 2 ang magiging power dito sa ating radicand. And then, yung ating exponent na 3, which is the denominator rather, ay magiging index pagdating dito sa ating radical form. Gets po? So, sana nasusundan. So, madali lang po ito. So, step by step lang tayo, or ito ay nire-recall lang natin with regards to previous topic. Okay? Now, let's begin on how to perform operation on radical expressions with addition and subtraction of radicals. So, one rule when adding and subtracting with the radicals is that we can combine like radicals just as like term. But, when do we say na meron tayong similar radicals or ang tinatawag nating like radicals? Sabi dito, similar radicals or like radicals are those expressions of the same index, the nth root of A, and the same radicand, the nth root of A. So again, ulitin ko lang po, para matawag daw po natin meron tayong similar radicals or like radicals, kinakailangan i-observe lang natin yung ating given na magkaroon ng parehong index at parehong radicand. Okay po? So now, let us identify if the given are like radicals or not like radicals. So, for example, we have 2 squared of 3 and 5 squared of 3. So, dito sa ating first expression, so 2 squared of 3, we have the index of 2 and then radicand of 3, regardless of term outside the radical symbol. While on the second expression, we have 5 squared of 3 again. So, we have an index of 2 and then radicand of 3, regardless ng ating term din na 5 sa outside the radical symbol. So, therefore, we have same indices and same radicand. So, this is now an example of like radicals. Okay po? So, another one. So, square root of 2 and then square root of 5. So, as you can see here in our given, so we have the same indices. Okay? Pareho po ang ating index since we have square root of 2, square root of 5, but we have different radicand. Kasi ang radicand natin dito sa ating first expression is 2, and then the second expression is 5. Therefore, this is not like radicals. Kasi meron tayong parehong indices but different radicand. So, that is not like radicals. And then, last one, if we have square root of 2 and then cube root of 2. So, kung mapapansin nyo, so we have different indices though we have like radicand. So, again, so this is not like radicals. Okay po? So, ganun lang po ka-simple kung paano mag-identify if we have like radicals or similar radicals. Ulitin ko po, dapat i-observe lang natin if we have same indices and then same radicand para matawag natin na meron tayong similar radicals regardless of the terms outside the radical symbol. Okay? Okay, so now let's have our first example on how to add and subtract radicals. So example number 1, we have 6 squared of 7 minus squared of 3 minus 2 squared of 7 plus 4 squared of 3. So kagaya po ng sabi ko kanina, one rule in adding and subtracting radicals is that we are going to combine like radicals just as like terms. Okay, so dito sa given natin, we're going to observe the like radicals. So, ano po ba yung mga like radicals natin dito? Of course, that is 6 squared of 7 and then negative 2 squared of 7. And then the other pairs are negative squared of 3 and then positive 4 squared of 3. So, yan yung mga like radicals. After that, after identifying the like radicals, we are going to combine those like radicals na magiging ganito. Yan. And then yung other pair is that magiging ganito din siya. So, next step, so we're going to simplify the terms outside the like radicals following the operation involved and then copy the like radicals. So, magiging 6 minus 2, then copy like radicals, that is square root of 7. Same dito sa kabila. So, magiging 4 minus 1, then copy again the like radicals, that is square root of 3. So, kung merong magtataka kung saan nakuha si negative 1, so dito po yan sa expression na to. Negative square root of 3. Wala po kayong nakikitang number outside the radical symbol. So, meron po yung invisible one. Same sa variable. Di ba po kapag si variable ay wala kayong nakitang kasamang number, automatic meron siyang invisible one. Kaya po nagkaroon din tayo dito ng negative 1 or minus 1. Okay po? So now, let's continue. So, perform na natin yung operation involved dito. 6 minus 2, that is 4. And then, copy like radical, that is square root of 7. Next, 4 minus 1, that will become positive 3. Then, copy like radical, that is square root of 3. So, after that, again, observe if we have like radicals. So, dito po ba meron pa tayong like radicals? Of course, wala na. So, kapag wala na kayo nakitang like radicals or hindi na natin siya pwedeng i-simplify, therefore, that is our final answer for example number 1. Okay po? So, sana nasusundan yung ating process. Now, let's have example number 2. So, example number 2, we have 2 squared of 5 plus 3 squared of 5. So, again, let us observe if we have like radicals. Of course, dito sa given natin, so malinaw naman na meron tayong like radicals. Squared of 5, squared of 5. So, what we're going to do is just simplify the terms outside the radical symbol following the operation na makikita nyo dyan, and then copy the like radicals. So, that is 2 plus 3, then copy like radicals, that is square root of 5. Then, perform yung operation natin dito. So, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Then, copy square root of 5. So, eto na ngayon yung answer for example number 2. Gets po? Sana nasusundan ng lahat. So, step by step lang ang gagawin natin para hindi tayo nalilito. Okay po? Okay, so now let's have our example. Number 3 for addition and subtraction of radicals. So, simplify 2 cube root of 40 plus cube root of 135. So, yung first rule natin in addition and subtraction of radical is to take a look if we have the same radicals, and then we're going to combine the like radicals by copying the like radicals and then simplify the terms outside the radical symbol. Now, so dito sa given natin, kung makikita natin, we don't have like radicals. So, ibig sabihin man ito, ay hindi na natin pwedeng isimplify itong expression natin na to. Of course, no. So, next rule in adding and subtracting radicals is that just take a look doon sa ating mga terms inside the radical symbol kung pwede pa ba natin siyang i-simplify by finding the factor of those numbers inside the radical symbol, kagaya ni 40 at 135. Okay. So, si 40 ba ay merong factor na kung saan ang isang number na pair ng factor niya ay merong cube root. Same with 135. So, let us find now the factor of 40. So, factor of 40 is 8 times 5 na kung saan yung 8 natin ay merong cube root. Next, so magiging solution natin is 2 cube root of 8 times 5. Then, hanapin din natin ang factor ni 135 na kung saan yung isang pair ng number ng factor ay merong cube root. So, that is 27 times 5, kaya magiging ganito. So, plus cube root of 27 times 5. After finding the factor of those terms inside the radical symbol, so lalabas na natin ngayon yung mga number na merong cube root, kagaya ng 8 at saka 27. So, next step is, so, cube root ng 8 natin is 2. So, ilalabas natin ngayon yung 2 katabi ng ating number outside the radical symbol at ang magiging operation natin dyan ay multiplication. So, naiwan sa loob yung ating 5. So, kaya meron pa tayong cube root of 5. Next, what is the cube root of 27? Of course, that is 3. Kasi 3 times 3, that is 9 times 3 is equal to 27. So, cube root of 27 is 3. So, magkakaroon tayo ng plus 3 cube root of 5. So, may maiiwan pa ring 5 doon sa loob ng ating radical symbol. So, next, simplify natin yung number na nailabas natin sa ating radical symbol with the number na dati nang nasa labas ng radical symbol, kagaya nitong 2. So, 2 times 2 will become 4. Then, copy cube root of 5. So, ito si 3, positive 3 cube root of 5. Of course, kokopyahan lang po natin yan dito. So, ngayon, observe natin yung terms kung pwede pa tayong mag-simplify dito. So, makikita naman natin na meron tayong like radicals. Again, so we have cube root of 5, cube root of 5, regardless of the term outside the radical symbol. So, kapag meron tayong like radicals, we are going to combine terms outside the radical and then perform natin yung operation na involved. Kagaya nito, 4 plus 3 is equal to 7, then copy like radicals. So, okay po ba? Nasusundan po ba yung ating process or solution in this given example? Okay? Let's have our last example on how to add and subtract of radicals. So, number 4 example is simplify 5x squared of 3x plus 4 squared of 12x to the 5th power minus 2x squared of 27x cubed. So, kung mapapansin nyo dito sa ating given, meron na tayo ngayong involved na variables. So, ano po ang ating gagawin? So, apply lang po natin yung mga rules na in-apply natin doon sa ating previous example ng 1 to 3. So, again, ang rules po is tingnan kung meron tayong like radicals, and then second is tingnan din yung mga terms inside the radical symbol kung pwede natin siyang isimplify by finding the factor of those terms. Kung gaya nitong 12x to the 5th and then 27x cubed. So, yung mga terms na hindi pa natin pwedeng isimplify, so what we're going to do is just copy that. Kagaya nitong 5x squared of 3x. Kasi si square root of 3x ay hindi na natin pwede yung isimplify. Prime number na si 3. At the same time, yung x natin dito ay ang exponent niya ay 1. So, hindi na siya pwedeng i-divide dun sa ating index. So, just copy. And then, same with positive 4. Now, let us find the factor of 12 na kung saan merong square root yung isang pair ng factor niya. So, that is 4 times 3. So, dito meron akong x to the 5th power. So, since meron akong x to the 5th power, so, ipa-factor ko rin siya kung saan yung pagpa-factor ko sa exponent ay magiging divisible doon sa aking index, which is 2. So, kaya naging x to the 4th power times x. So, next, copy negative 2x or minus 2x. And then, factor out the 27, magiging 9 times 3. And then, meron din akong x cubed. So, pa-factor ko rin sa x cubed, magiging x squared times x. Kaya naging x squared kasi at 2 ang index ko. So, divisible siya sa 2. So, sunod, copy lang po ulit natin yung terms na hindi pa natin maisi-simplify. and then positive 4. So dito, of course, let us find the square root of 4, that is 2. Okay, lalabas po ulit natin yung 2 at magkakaroon tayo ng operation dun sa labas at doon sa number na dati nang nasa labas ng square symbol. Next, so again, sabi ko kanina, we're going to divide the exponent of the variable by the index. At ang magiging answer nun is ilalabas natin kasama ng variable. So, 4 divided by 2 ay magiging 2. Kaya ilalabas natin yung variable na x with exponent 2 or squared. So, ano ngayon ang natira sa loob ng ating radical symbol? So, that is 3 and x. Kaya magkakaroon tayo ng square root of 3x. Susundan? Well, now, let's proceed with these terms. So, ngayon, copy negative 2x. And then, get the square root of 9, that is 3. So, same ang ginawa natin dito. So, kapag nilabas natin yung number sa radical symbol and then, meron tayong terms na dating nasa labas na ng radical symbol. So, magkakaroon tayo ng operation na multiplication. Gets po? Okay. So, next, let's proceed with x squared. So, again, i-divide ang exponent ng variable sa ating index. So, 2 divided by 2 ay magiging 1. Kaya ilalabas natin yung x. So, magiging x na lang dito. So, no need to write 1 as exponent. So, ano po ang natira sa loob dyan? So, that is 3 and then x. Kaya magkakaroon ulit tayo ng square root of 3x. After that, simplify natin yung mga terms outside the radical symbol at yung mga terms na nilabas natin kanina sa radical symbol. So, copy po ulit natin to. That is 5x squared, square root of 3x. And then, eto, multiply na natin. 4 times 2x squared will become 8x squared. So, applying the rules of exponent in multiplication. So, copy lang natin yung ating variable. And then, since si 4 ay nasa labas ng ating radical symbol at kailangan natin siyang i-multiply dito kay 3x, so ano pong gagawin natin? So, we cannot multiply directly terms outside the radical symbol and then terms inside the radical symbol. So, ang gagawin po is kokopyahin na lang po natin yung square root of 3x. Okay? So, let's proceed. So, 2x times 3x, that will become, meron tayong sign dito na negative, huwag kakalimutan. So, that will become negative 6x. So, again, recall po natin yung rules of exponent in multiplication. So, kapag parehas yung ating base, add lang natin yung exponent. So, 1 plus 1, kaya naging 2. So, 2 times 3, negative 2 times 3, that is negative 6. And then, ito yung ating x times x, magiging x squared. And then, again, so copy square root of 3x kasi hindi natin pwedeng i-multiply directly si negative 2x kay 3x na nasa loob ng radical symbol. So, copy lang po natin yan. Then, anong sunod? So, observe. So, kailangan lagi tayong mapanuri. Okay, so dito sa ating naging solution, so let us find out if we have the same radical. So, makikita natin dyan na we have square root of 3x and then another 3x and last square root of 3x. Sorry, so this one is square root of 3x and then square root of 3x. So, ngayon, since we have like radicals, so ano pong gagawin natin kapag mayroon tayong like radicals? Of course, we're going to combine that by copying the like radicals. Now, proceed tayo ngayon dun sa mga terms outside the radical symbol. So, observe natin yung 5x squared, 8x squared, and then negative 6x squared. So, di ba sila ay like terms? Since like terms sila, so pwede natin silang i-combine and then perform kung ano yung involved na operation. Like terms, parehas ng variable at the same time, parehas dapat ang exponent. So, ang final answer natin is kokopyahin natin yung ating like terms. So, 5 plus 8 minus 6, and then copy the like terms. So, magiging 7x squared. Then, anong gagawin niya ulit dun sa ating like radicals? Okay, we're going to copy like radicals. So, meron tayo ngayong 7x squared square root of 3x. So, dito, okay, so this is the final answer for number 4 example. Kasi ito na yung pinaka-simplified form ng ating radical expression. Okay? So, again, so step by step lang po ang ating gagawin para hindi po tayo malito. At the same time, makuha natin yung ating correct final answer. Okay, so this time, let's move on with multiplication of radicals. So, sabi nga nila, move on din pag may time. So, baka masyado po tayong seryoso dyan, kaya masyado tayong na-stress ko naman yung mga pinag-aaralan natin ngayong araw na to. So, relax lang po. So, going back, so, in multiplication of radicals, we need to apply the multiplication property on radicals. Sabi dito, in multiplying radicals having the same indices, apply the product rule, that is, square root of a times square root of b is equal to square root of ab, and the nth root of a times the nth root of b is equal to nth root of ab, where a and b are any two positive real numbers, and n is positive integer, n is greater than or equal to 2. Of course, kapag gumamit tayo ng radical symbol or the squared symbol, ang pinakamababang index po natin dyan is 2. Kaya ang n natin lagi ay greater than or equal to 2. Okay? Para mas maintindihan, so let us apply that property in our examples. So, example number 1, we're going to simplify square root of 3 times square root of 5. So, kung makikita nyo dito sa ating given, we have the same indices. So, what we're going to do is just, okay, so multiply the terms out inside the radical symbol. So, magiging square root of 3 times 5. So, 3 times 5 is 15. So, final answer natin is square root of 15. Kasi si 15 ay prime number na po. So, ganun lang kadali yung ating number 1 example. Now, let's proceed with example number 2. So, we're going to simplify 2 square root of 3 times the quantity of square root of 4 minus square root of 6. So, paano po natin ito isi-simplify? So, pwede natin ditong i-apply yung distributive property of multiplication. Ang isang i-avoid lang po natin kapag gagamit tayo ng distributive property of multiplication with radicals is yung pagta-times natin ng number outside the radical symbol directly to the number inside the radical symbol. Okay, so ano po yung sinasabi ko? So, let's start to simplify this. So, si 2 square root of 3, imumultiply natin dito kay square root of 4. So, ang 2 ay hindi natin pwedeng i-multiply directly doon sa loob ng terms na nasa radical symbols. Kagaya ng 2 times 4. Si 4 ay nasa loob ng radical symbol, so hindi po yan pwede. So, ano lang po ang imumultiply natin dyan? So, 3 times 4, kasi sila ay parehong nasa loob ng radical symbol, and then kakopy lang natin yung ating 2. So, magiging answer dyan is 2 square root of 12. So, next, multiply natin si 2 times square root of 3 kay negative square root of 6. So, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, we cannot multiply directly the real number outside the radical symbol to the number inside the radical symbol. So, ang multiply lang natin dyan is yung 3 and then 6. So, kaya magiging, eto, si 2, multiply lang natin dito sa negative sign. So, 2 times negative, magiging negative 2 square root of 18. Paano nakuha si 18? 3 times 6, that is 18. After that, simplify ulit natin yung mga real number inside the radical symbol sa pamamagitan ng pag-factor natin ng numbers na yan. So, kagaya ni 12. So, ano yung factor ni 12 na kung saan ang isang number niya ay merong perfect square? Same with 18. So, ang factor ng 12 na kung saan ang kanyang isang pair ng number ay merong perfect square, that is 4 times 3. So, kopyahin lang natin yung 2 outside the radical symbol. So, same dito. So, hanapin yung factor ni 18. So, magiging 9 times 2. So, pagkatapos natin mahanap yung factor, of course, ilalabas na natin yung mga numbers inside the radical symbol na merong perfect square. So, kagaya nito, what is the square root of 4? So, labas po natin si 4, kunin natin yung square root ng 4, so that is 2. So, kaya ilalabas natin siya katabi nitong ating real number outside the radical symbol, which is 2 also. So, magkakaroon tayo ng operation na multiplication kapag nilabas natin yung square root ng number natin inside the radical symbol dito sa number na nasa labas ng radical symbol. And then, ang natira dito sa ating loob ng radical symbol ay yung si 3. Next, square root of 9, that is 3. Then, multiply din natin siya doon sa ating negative 2 at ang natira sa loob ng ating radical symbol is 2. After that, so, simplify natin by multiplying 2 times 2 magiging 4. Copy square root of 3, and then negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Copy square root of 2. So, ngayon, observe natin to. Meron pa ba tayong pwedeng i-simplify? Meron ba tayong like radicals? Okay, wala na tayong like radicals dyan kasi magkaiba yung ating radicand. Do, parehas yung ating indices. So, yan na po yung ating answer for example number 2. Okay po. Okay, so let's have another example. So, how if we're going to simplify square root of 2x squared y times square root of 40x squared y to the 6th power. So, dito mapapansin natin na meron tayong same indices, that is 2. So, same rule with number 1 and number 2. Ang nadagdag lang po dito is we have the variables inside the radical symbol. So, do the same with the previous example. So, magiging 2 times 40 is equal to, yan, square root of 80. Next, x squared times x squared. So, apply the rules of exponent in multiplication with the same base. So, copy the variable or the same variable and then add the exponent. Magiging x to the 4th power. Next, y times y to the 6th power. So, copy variable, then add the exponent. So, 6 plus 1, kaya naging y raised to the power of 7. Okay, so hindi pa po tayo tapos dito. Si 80, kailangan pa po ulit nating i-simplify by finding the factor of that number. So, let us have the possible factor of 80 na kung saan ang isang pair ng number niya ay merong square root. So, ano po yung possible factor ni 80? So, nandito po yung mga possible factor na 80. We have 2 times 40, 4 times 20, 5 times 16, and 8 times 10. So, dito makikita natin yung kung saan yung isang number ay merong square root at yun ay ang 5 times 16. So, ito po yung kukunin natin ngayon. So, yan. 16 times 5, and then, so, kung mapapansin nyo dito, x to the 4th power, y to the 7th power, hindi ko na po siya pinactor out. Kung nahihirapan po kayong mag-factor sa ating exponent o nalilito kayo kung paano mag-factor para makuha yung ating final answer, pwede din pong ganito. So, kopyahin nyo lang po yan, basta tatandaan na yung variable with the exponent, ang exponent ng variable na yon ay i-divide lagi doon sa ating index, and then yung answer ay lalabas natin with the variable at ang remainder ay maiiwan sa loob. Okay po? So, ngayon, lalabas natin yung square root ng 16, that is 4, and then, eto, so, x to the 4th power, 4 divided by 2, magiging x squared. So, wala po tayong remainder. Ibig sabihin, wala pong matitira sa loob. Next, 7 divided by 2, that is 3. Kaya labas natin si y raised y cube. And then, anong natira sa loob natin? So, yung 5, and then yung isang remainder na y. Kasi meron pa tayong 1. So, kakaroon tayo ngayon ng square root of 5y. So, yan po yung ating magiging final answer for example number 3. So, nasusundan po. Okay, kaya po natin yan. Okay, so now let's have more example regarding multiplication of radicals. So, example number 4, we're going to multiply square root of a times the 4th root of a cubed times the 6th root of a. So, kung mapapansin nyo dito, we have different indices but we have same radicand. So, ang gagawin po natin kapag ganito ang given is we're going to rewrite this given into exponential form. So, si square root of a magiging a raised to the power of 1/2, and then si fourth root of a cube ay magiging a raised to the power of 3/4, and then yung sixth root of a ay magiging a raised to the power of 1/6. After that, pwede na po tayong mag-apply ng rules of exponent in multiplication since we have the same base. So, ang rules ng exponent with the same base is that we're going to add the exponent. So, magiging ganito siya. A raised to the power of 1/2 plus 3/4 plus 1/6. After that, apply din po ulit natin yung rules ng addition of fraction. And then, we all know that we cannot add fraction with dissimilar denominator. So, ano po ang gagawin? Let us find the least common denominator. So, ang LCD po ng 2, 4, and 6 ay 12. Kaya, magiging new expression natin is a raised to the power of 6 plus 9 plus 2 all over 12. Saan po nakuha yung 6 plus 9 plus 2? Recall po natin, since ang LCD natin is 12, so proceed tayo dito kay 1/2. 12 divided by 2, that is 6 times 1 is 6. Next, kay 3/4, so 12 divided by 4, that is 3 times 3, kaya naging 9. And then sa 1, 6, naging 12 divided by 6 times 1 is equal to 2. Then, add the numerator and copy the denominator. So, magiging a raised to the power of 17 all over 12. And then, babalik po natin ito into radical form na magiging 12 root of a raised to the power of 17. So, next po ulit is, okay, observe natin na meron tayong variable inside the radical symbol with the exponent of 17, na kung saan si 17 ay pwedeng i-divide sa ating index na 12. So, magiging, pwede natin siyang i-factor out ng as ganito. Then, after that, so, i-divide lang natin yung ating 12 dito sa index, magiging a raised to the power of 12 divided by 12. So, yung exponent divided by the index magiging 1, kaya ilabas natin yung isang a. Ang natira sa loob ng ating radical symbol is a raised to the power of 5. Kaya, meron tayong final answer sa ating given example number 4 na a to the 12 root of a to the 5th power. Okay po? So, sana clear po tayo dyan. So, now let's have our last example for multiplication. So, how if we have cube root of 5 times square root of 2? So, dito, magkaiba po ulit yung ating indices, and then at the same time, magkaiba yung ating radicand. So, ano po yung magiging steps natin dyan? So, again, ang unang gagawin, we're going to transform this one into exponential form. So, si cube root of 5 magiging 5 raised to the power of 1/3, and then square root of 2 magiging 2 raised to the power of 1/2. So, dito we cannot apply rules of exponent in multiplication kasi magkaiba yung ating base. So, ang gagawin pa rin po is we're going to find the LCD of our exponent na 1/3 and 1/2. Then, sisimplify po natin. So, magiging si 5 raised to the power of 2 over 6. Bakit naging 2 over 6? Ang LCD ng 3 and then 2 ay 6. So, 6 divided by 3, that is 2 times 1, kaya naging 2 over 6. Now, let's proceed with 2 raised to the power of 1/2 will become 3 over 6. Okay. So, gets na po natin to. Kinuha yung LCD, dinivide sa denominator, multiply to the numerator, kaya naging 3 over 6. After that, so kung makikita natin, we have the same denominator or same indices na tayo ngayon. Again, i-rewrite po ulit natin to into radical form. Kumbaga, ibabalik lang natin doon sa dati, kagaya ng ating given. So, magiging si 5 raised to the power of 2 over 6 ay magiging 6 root of 5 squared times, ito naman si 2/3 ay magiging 6 root of 2 cube. And then, the next step is that, simplify natin yung ating real number inside the radical symbol na merong mga exponent. So, ito, 5 squared magiging 5 times 5, so that is square root of 6 root of 25. Next, times, so 2 times 2 times 2 ay magiging 6 root of 8. Kasi 2 times 2, that is 4 times 2, magiging 8. So, ang sunod po, so we're not yet done kasi we have the same indices. So, again, recall natin yung ating rules kanina. Pag meron tayong same index, so ang gagawin lang natin is i-multiply yung terms inside the radical symbol. Then, sa loob ng ating given radical symbol. Then, kokopyahin yung index. So, magiging 6 root of 200. Bakit naging 6 root of 200? 25 times 8 magiging 200. And then, 6 root yung nandito. So eto ngayon yung ating answer na sa number 5 given. Kasi wala na tong si 200 ay wala na pong factor na kung saan ang isang pair ng factor na number niya ay merong 6 root. So, final answer for given number 5 or example number 5 is 6 root of 200. I hope you guys na naiintindihan at nasusundan yung rules ng ating multiplication of radicals. Okay po. So now, let's continue our discussion with division of radicals. So, nandyan pa po ba kayo? So, sana ay samahan niyo po ako hanggang sa last topic ng ating discussion ngayong araw. Okay, medyo malapit na po tayong matapos. Okay, kung meron po tayong sinusunod na rules sa pag-add, subtract, and multiply ng radicals, of course, meron din pong rules ang division of radicals. And then, that is, the quotient of the nth root of a number divided by the nth root of another number is equal to the nth root of quotient of those numbers. In symbols, the nth root of x divided by the nth root of y is equal to the nth root of x divided by y, wherein y is not equal to 0. So, para mas mag-gets po natin, or may apply natin to, so, let's have some example for division of radicals. So, example number 1, we're going to divide the square root of 75x cubed divided by square root of 25x. So, ano po ang gagawin natin? So, pwede nating i-rewrite yan kagaya nitong nandito kanina. So, magiging, that is, square root of 75 divided by 25 times x cubed divided by x. So, since dito, pwede na natin, or si 75 ay divisible kay 25, so pwede na natin siyang i-simplify. At the same time, yung ating variables with exponent ay pwede na rin nating i-simplify by applying the rules of exponent in division. So, tatandaan po lagi na kapag i-divide tayo with the same base, ang nangyayari sa exponent ng variable is isusubtract po natin. So, magiging answer niyan is square root of 3x squared. Saan ang galing si 3? 75 divided by 25, that is 3. And then, subtract the exponent of x. So, may 1 tayo ditong exponent. 3 minus 1 will become 2. So, kaya naging square root of 3x squared. So, tapos na po ba tayo? Of course, no. So, kasi, meron pa tayo ditong index na to. At the same time, meron tayong variable with the exponent inside the radical symbol. So, again, kapag pwede pa pong i-divide yung exponent ng ating variable, ay i-divide po natin sa ating index. So, 2 divided by 2 ay magiging 1. Kaya ilalabas po natin sa radical symbol ang ating variable na x. And then, ang natira na lang po sa loob is 3. Kaya, final answer is x squared of 3. So, ganun lang po kasimple ang solution for example number 1. Next, another way of simplifying division with radical is what we call rationalization. So, rationalization is a process where you simplify the expression by making the denominator free from the radical. So, in short, kapag nag-rationalization po tayo, ang pinaka-main goal po natin is mawala yung ating radical symbol sa ating denominator. So, paano po yun? So, let's have now an example. So, given, we have 2 divided by the cube root of 2. So, since meron tayong squared symbol sa ating denominator, so, magra-rationalize po tayo. Kapag nag-rationalize po tayo, kailangan i-consider natin yung index. since meron tayong index dito na 3, so ang goal natin is magkaroon tayo ng exponent na 3 dito sa ating radicand para mawala po yung ating radical symbol. So, kung meron tayong exponent na 1 dito sa 2, ilan pa ang kulang para magkaroon tayo ng 3? So, applying the rules of exponent in multiplication, so kailangan nating mag-multiply dito ng same base. Ito siya. And then, ilan yung exponent na kailangan natin para magkaroon ng 3? Kung may 1 na tayo, so kailangan pa natin ng 2. Kasi pag inad natin, 1 plus 2, that is 3. Para same na ang index natin. Okay, so magiging, multiply lang natin yan sa cube root of 2 to the second power or 2 squared. Kung ano yung ating denominator, yun din po yung gagawin nating numerator. So after that, we're going to multiply numerator to numerator and then denominator to denominator. So multiply po natin 2 times cube root of 2 squared. So etong si 2 squared, pwede ko yung isimplify na magiging 2 times 2, that is 4. Kaya ang magiging answer niyan is, okay, so this one, 2 cube root of 4. Kasi sinimplify ko si 2 squared. Next, denominator natin magiging, so para magiging same base na po tayo dito, and then add lang po natin yung exponent. Kasi yung 2 natin is merong exponent na 1, and then ito, meron din tayong exponent na 2. So 1 plus 2 ay magiging cube root of 2 cube. Okay po? Nasusundan po ba yung ating process? Now, so, what will be the next? So, dito, meron na tayong cube root. Ang index natin ay cube root. And then, meron pa tayong exponent sa loob na 3. Therefore, pwede na nating i-cancel yan para mawala yung ating radical symbol. So, ang matitira na lang dyan sa denominator natin is 2. And then, copy lang natin yung ating numerator. Now, so kung makikita nyo, meron tayong whole number dito sa labas ng ating radical symbol, and then ang denominator natin ay whole number din na 2. So, pwede natin yang i-divide. 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So, ano na lang ang natira dito sa numerator? That is cube root of, magiging cube root of 4. So, hindi natin pwedeng i-divide si 4, yung 4 inside the radical symbol kay 2 na nasa denominator. Kasi ang 4 natin ay nasa loob ng radical symbol, samantalang ang denominator natin ay walang radical symbol or whole number lang siya. So, ibig sabihin, si 2 lang na nasa labas ng radical symbol ang pwede nating i-divide sa ating denominator na 2 din. Kaya, ang final answer is cube root of 4. So, nasusundan po ba? Okay, so madali lang po ang pagra-rationalize. Basta ang main goal po natin is to remove the radical symbol into, remove the radical symbol in our denominator. Proceed with example number 3. How if we have this given? The cube root of 4 divided by the 6 root of 2. Meron na tayong radical symbol sa ating numerator, meron pa tayong radical symbol sa ating denominator. At the same time, magkaiba yung ating index or indices. So, ang gagawin po ulit natin is we're going to transform that or rewrite that into exponential form. So, si cube root of 4 magiging 4 raised to the power of 1/3. And then, si 6 root of 2 ay magiging 2 raised to the power of 6. So, next po is we're going to find the LCD of 1/3 and then 1/6 para magkaroon tayo ng same index or indices. So, find the LCD of 3 and 6. Of course, that is, ang LCD niyan, that is 6. So, ito magiging si 1/3 magiging 2/6 and then si 1/6 magiging 1/6 pa din. So, nagkakaintindihan na po tayo dito on how are we going to simplify fraction by finding the LCD. Kaya, so magiging ganito po ang ating given. 4 raised to the power of 2/6 and then divided by 2 raised to the power of 1/6. Now, so, again, pwede po nating tingnan itong 4. So, si 4, pwede ko po yung isimplify since ito ay merong square root or perfect square. So, ano ba ang perfect square ni 4? So, that is 2 times 2. Diba? Nagiging 2 times 2. Eh, may exponent na ako dito. yung dati kong exponent. So, anong gagawin ko dyan? So, i-multiply ko lang yung exponent ko sa dati kong exponent. So, multiplication of whole number and fraction. So, multiply numerator to numerator and then pwedeng copy the denominator. 2 times 2, that is 4 over 6. So, magiging, ang new expression natin ngayon is 2 raised to the power of 4 over 6 divided by, copy lang natin to 2 raised to the power of 1 over 6. So, ngayon, dito, mapapansin natin na we have the same base. Meron na tayong parehong base. So, that is 2. So, kung meron tayong parehong base, pwede na nating i-apply ang rules of exponent in division. So, di ba, kapag pareho ang ating base, pwede na nating i-subtract ang ating exponent. So, we have 4 over 6 minus 1 over 6. So, we have the same denominator. So, anong gagawin natin? Subtract the numerator. So, 4 minus 1 ay magiging 3 over 6. As I copy the denominator. And then, ngayon, meron na tayong 2 raised to the power of 3 over 6. Since isa lang yung ating term dito, so pwede kong i-reduce sa lowest term yung exponent. So, 3 over 6 ay magiging 2 raised to the power of 1 half. Na kung saan, kapag nire-write ko si 2 raised to the power of 1 half into radical form, magiging square root of 2. Kaya, eto na ngayon ang answer natin sa example number 3. Malinaw po? Okay, so pwedeng reviewin kung paano. So, halos same lang naman po yung process sa mga nauna nating ginagawa. Paulit-ulit lang po yung rules na ating ginagamit. Okay? Okay, so next, let's have our example number 4. So, simplify 4 all over 3 plus square root of 2. So, another rule for division of radical is that if the denominator contains 2 terms such that at least one term has a radical, multiply the numerator and the denominator by conjugate of the denominator. So, ano po ba yung tinatawag natin na conjugate or conjugate pair? So, a conjugate pair are two binomial radical expressions that have the same numbers but only differ in the sign that connects the binomial. So, yan po yung definition ng ating conjugate pair. So, for instance, we're going to find the conjugate of the following. So, number 1, if we have a plus square root of b, the conjugate of this is a minus square root of b. Next, number 2, square root of x minus 3, the conjugate for that is square root of x plus 3. And then the last number, if we have 5 minus 2 square root of x, the conjugate of that is 5 plus 2 square root of x. So, ganun lang po kasimple ang paghahanap ng conjugate ng ating given expression. So, now, the conjugate of 3 plus square root of 2, of course, that will become 3 minus square root of 2. So, again, ang gagawin po natin dito after natin makuha yung conjugate ng ating denominator, we're going to multiply numerator to numerator and then denominator to denominator. So, magiging ganito po yung ating process. So, dito sa pag-multiply ng conjugate natin sa denominator, so pwede natin gamitin or when multiplying by the conjugate, pwede nating gamitin yung process na to. So, we're going to multiply first term to first term. That is 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Next, multiply last term to the last term. So, magiging positive times negative, magiging negative. And then 2 times 2 that is, or square root of 2 times square root of 2 that will become square root of 4. So, sa negative, dito po natin nakuha yan. Positive times negative, and then square root of 4. Okay? Next, so, get the square root of 4. So, square root of 4 will be 2. So, may sign tayong ditong negative, still we have subtraction. So, 9 minus 2 ngayon is equal to 7. Therefore, ang magiging denominator na lang natin dito is equal to 7 or 7. So, next, multiply natin yung ating numerator by using the distributive property of multiplication at i-avoid lang po natin lagi yung pagmumultiply ng number outside the radical symbol directly to the number inside to the radical symbol. So, magiging Answer niyan, 4 times 3 is equal to 12. And then 4 times negative ay magiging negative 4. And then copy natin si square root of 2. Hindi po pwedeng i-multiply si 4 times 2 directly. Kasi etong 4 nasa labas, etong si 2 ay nasa loob. So, hindi po pwedeng i-multiply ng diretso. So, copy lang po natin itong square root of 2. Next, we have the denominator, 7. So, dito po nakuha si 7. Okay. So, observe, meron pa po ba tayong pwedeng i-simplify dito? Of course, wala na. Kasi si 12, hindi na natin pwedeng i-divide sa 7. That's why, ito na po yung final answer for given example number 4. Okay? So, pagod na po ba? Sana po lahat ay nakakasunod pa rin sa ating discussion ngayong araw. Okay? Kung medyo naguguluhan po or medyo nalilito dun sa ating mga diniscuss kanina hanggang ngayon, so pwede naman po nating balikan yung video na to para po ma-recall natin yung mga process. Okay po? So, for our last example, for the division of radicals, so let's have, para mas clear po tayo sa pag-simplify ng division with radicals and also yung paggamit natin ng conjugate. So, let's have example number 5. So, simplify square root of 2 plus 5 divided by square root of 2 minus 1. So, again, so kapag ang denominator natin ay composed of binomial and then ang isang term natin ay meron tayong radical symbol, we're going to find or get the conjugate of that denominator. So, magiging conjugate ng square root of 2 minus 1 is, okay, square root of 2 plus 1. Then, multiply po ulit natin yung conjugate na yun sa numerator and then sa denominator. So, dito, so let us have multiply square root of 2 times square root of 2 and then, distributive lang po ulit ang gagamitin natin. Distributive property of multiplication. Square root of 2 times 1 and then 5 times square root of 2 and then 5 times 1. Same with denominator. So, gamitin po natin kanina yung process na tinuro ko sa example number 4. So, multiply the first term to first term, then last term to the last term. So, magiging answer po niyan is square root of 4 plus square root of 2 plus 5 square root of 2 plus 5. So, sana ko si square root of 4. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is equal to square root of 4. Square root of 2 times 1 is equal to positive square root of 2. Next, 5 naman po. Positive 5 times square root of 2 will be 5 square root of 2. Again, hindi po pwedeng i-multiply diretso ang 5 doon sa number inside the radical symbol. Iko-combine lang po natin. So, kaya naging ito. And then, last, sa ating numerator, 5 times 1 is equal to 5. Kaya ito po ang naging numerator natin. Next, dito naman po sa ating denominator. So, following the techniques on how to multiply the conjugate. So, square root of 2 times square root of 2 will be square root of 4. So, first term to first term, then last term to last term. Negative 1 times positive 1 is negative 1. Ngayon, ilabas po natin yung square root ni 4 sa radical symbol. And then, pag titingnan din if we have the same radicals and then simplify po natin. So, dito, we have square root of 4. So, pwede natin yang ilabas ang square root ng 4 and then combine like radicals which are square root of 2 plus 5 square root of 2. And then sa denominator naman, meron tayong square root of 4. So, kukunin lang natin square root of 4. So, magiging square root of 4 natin is 2. Next, we have like radicals. So, combine natin yung ating like radicals. Kokopyahin lang yung like radicals. So, dito, meron tayong square root of 2. So, ibig sabihin may 1 dito sa unahan. Diba? Sabi ko po kanina, parang ang square root of 2 ay para lang din yung variables. Kapag walang nakitang number na kasama sa labas ng radical symbol, automatic na may 1 po yan. Kaya magiging 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. Copy the like radicals, that is square root of 2. And then, kopyahin lang po yung ating positive 5. Kaya naging ganito. Then, proceed to the denominator. So, square root of 4 will become 2, and then minus 1. So, simplify po ulit kung meron pang i-simplify dito sa ating solution. So, magiging ano yung like terms natin dito sa numerator? So, 2, positive 2, and then positive 5. So, like terms natin yan. Next, ito yung denominator. So, 2 minus 1. So, 2, numerator muna. 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. Then, kopyahin lang yung 6 is square root of 2. And then, 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. Since ang denominator natin is 1, we can write our final answer as just like this. Okay. So, ito na po yung ating final answer for number 5 example. So, nasusundan po? Okay. Madali lang po yan kapag nasusundan natin step by step yung mga process na ginagawa natin para makuha yung ating final answer. So now, to sum up our discussion that our answer is already in the simplified form of a radical, so we need to consider the following. So the radical has no perfect root factors except for 1. So, kagaya ng ginagawa natin sa mga previous examples, so hinahanapan natin ng factor yung mga numbers inside the radical symbol. And then, yung after nating i-factor, so we're going to find the roots of that numbers. And then, ang may iwan na lang sa loob ay yung mga prime numbers na kung saan ang factors na lang niya is 1. Next, no fraction appears in a radicand. So, dito, kapag ang given natin is meron tayong exponent na fraction, so what we're going to do is just rewrite this one into radical form. And then, last, no radical appears in the denominator of a fraction. So, dito naman ang ginagawa natin, kaya tayo gumagamit ng rationalization para mawala yung radical symbol in our denominator. So, lahat naman to, based dun sa ating ginawang mga examples kanina while discussing those topics, so nasunod naman natin, kaya yung ating mga final answer is in the simplified form of a radical. Okay po? So, ito lang po yung tatandaan natin lagi. So, ayan, we're done. So, tapos na po tayo sa discussion natin ngayon. So, I hope you learned on how to simplify radical expression, lalo na sa mga grade 9 students ko dyan sa ERIS. So, again, so, this is your Teacher FEBBIE Balbin na nag-iiwan ng kasabihang nagmula kay Kuya Kim, mag-aral ng maigi para ang buhay ay bumuti. So, bago po ako tuluyang magpaalam, shout out po sa lahat ng mga co-teachers ko dyan sa ERIS, and of course, sa lahat po ng mga teachers ko nung high school, sa San Roque National High School, Bulalakaw. So, hello po mga moms and sirs. So, again, thank you and God bless us. So, mag-ingat po tayong palagi.